Link has had many companions throughout his adventures within the Zelda series, from things you'd expect like fairies, to some you wouldn't, such as a talking hat or boat. So in this video, I'm going to rank all of Link's companions from worst to best. Tatl was Link's companion from Majora's Mask. She only accompanies Link because she fell behind her brother, Tail, and the Skull Kid. The reason she fell behind is because she was too busy beating up Link when he was already down, after the Skull Kid turned him into a Deku Scrub. Talk about a real piece of shit. Like, she has no sympathy for Link, yet once she had nowhere else to run, she relies on the dude. Of course, later when she realizes how corrupt the Skull Kid has become, losing himself to Majora's Mask, she wants nothing more to do with him. But in my opinion, she can't be redeemed. She already showed her true colors, and only sides with Link because he's such a good guy. Personally, I would have told Tatl to fuck off if I were him. She is not a replacement for Navi, the fairy Link originally set out on this journey to find. But I don't blame Link for having her stick around. Poor guy must have appreciated her company because he missed his old fairy friend. And at the end of the day, Tatl makes up for Link's lost friend in his adventure throughout Termina, making it far less lonely. Though personally, I can't get behind the dinging sound effect every time she speaks. It makes Navi's seem far less annoying in comparison. Speaking of Navi, while I prefer her over Tatl, she's still an annoying little bitch. Navi is Link's companion from Ocarina of Time, probably the most iconic one within the series. Even those who haven't played any games within the series can still recognize her as the annoying fairy who aids Link. She's like what Tinkerbell was to Peter Pan, which was what Nintendo had originally intended for Link. Navi first joins Link after the Great Deku Tree summons her to accompany Link on his quest to save Hyrule. This marks a special day for Link, as not only is it the day he begins his grand adventure, but it's also the day he finally fits in with the rest of the Kokiri. The Kokiri are the children of the forest, who all have a fairy that tag along with them. But with Link actually being a Hylian, he never had a fairy with him. Of course, he doesn't learn his true origin until later on, but Navi having finally joined him lets him feel like a true Kokiri even if it was short-lived. Throughout Link's adventure, Navi helps him with tips and overall annoys the hell out of him in directing Link on where to go. You cannot travel far without hearing her signature, "Hey, listen!" But she really is a welcome companion on a lonely journey throughout all corners of Hyrule. Deep down, I have a soft spot for Navi, as she was Link's first actual companion throughout the Zelda series, and she made the concept of having one a staple, up until recent titles that is. Ciela is Link's companion from Phantom Hourglass. After Link awakens on Merkay Island following the events of the Wind Waker, he meets Ciela. She explains to him that she lost her memory, and directs him to her gramps, Oshus. I'm going off a hunch, but I don't think that's her grandpa. She ends up accompanying Link and sticks up for the little guy from assholes like Linebeck. And over time, she gains back her memory, revealing that she is the spirit of time and courage. A perfect match for Link, as he is the hero of courage. It's refreshing to see how her story unfolds, showing she isn't just there to give Link another fairy companion to tag along with him. Ciela's story gives far more depth than the other fairies who accompanied Link beforehand, making her my favorite out of Link's fairy sidekicks. Ezlo is Link's companion in the Minish Cap. He is pretty much the Minish Cap, as he's the cap that has the ability to shrink Link into the size of a Minish. Pretty badass to have the game's title named after him. It's also pretty rad that his appearance is based off of Link's iconic green cap, just with the beak and eyes. He was the original Cappy, before Nintendo used that idea for Super Mario Odyssey. Although Ezlo wasn't always a green cap, he was transformed into one by Vaati, having once been a renowned Minish craftsman before becoming cursed by Vaati. He first teams up with Link after Link finds him in Minish Woods being attacked by Octoroks. Once Link saves him, they join forces to defeat Vaati and bring peace back to Hyrule. And they couldn't have made a better team, especially when Link needed a green hat to complete his classic look, and Ezlo was the ideal companion. As annoying as Ezlo can be, it's hard to hate the dude when he's such a perfect fit for Link. Easily one of the most creative companions he has had within the series. Fi was Link's very first companion within the chronological timeline. She is the spirit that resides within the Master Sword. Technically, she accompanies every Link that wields the Master Sword, but her spirit has lain dormant since the era of Skyward Sword. In Skyward Sword, she aids Link on his journey to save Zelda, and further awakens his power within the goddess's sacred sword, having it become the Master Sword we know today. She was created by the goddess Hylia to be the servant of the Master Sword's wielder, that being Link. Though unlike Hylia's other creations, who are sentient beings, Fi is more akin to a robot. She has little to no feelings or ways of expressions, and her mannerisms are similar to an AI. This makes her constant disruptions extremely annoying. Any remark she makes feels lifeless, and she has no personality. It made me not like her as a companion for Link, but over time my feelings have changed. I've gained a newfound respect for her, especially since she is the spirit that lives within the Master Sword. I think since Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I started seeing her differently, because she would be the equivalent of what Purah is to Rex. Actually, wait. Link doesn't marry her, so not exactly, but you get my point. Overall, Fi may seem annoying, but she plays such a crucial role within the series, and you gotta respect that at least. The King of Red Lions is Link's companion in The Wind Waker. But he is more than just a companion, he is also Link's way of travel throughout the Great Sea. And if you thought that was it, he is also the former King of Hyrule, Daphnis no Hansen Hyrule. This man is to be respected, so put respect on his fucking name. He ain't just a talking boat, man was a king. He is such a cool concept for a companion, and it made an insane plot twist when the game finally revealed his true identity. Link first meets the King of Red Lions after his failed attempt to save his sister from Ganondorf. The King of Red Lions teams up with Link to stop Ganondorf as he aids Link throughout the Great Sea. You never expect at first that you're accompanied by the former King of Hyrule as you journey throughout the game. A king who did whatever he could for his people and kingdom, being a sidekick of Hyrule's chosen hero, disguising himself as a literal boat. And at the very end, when he risks the remains of his kingdom and his own life, you truly understand the greatness behind such a noble character. Easily one of the best characters throughout the entire Zelda series. The Legend of Zelda series is not really about Zelda, it's about Link and him saving her. They should rename the series to The Legend of Link.
Oh brother, this guy stinks!
Boomer joke aside, Zelda deserves more spotlight in her series, and in Spirit Tracks, she gets exactly that. Zelda is Link's companion throughout Spirit Tracks. She partners up with Link in order to save Princess Zelda. Wait, that can't be right. Yes, Zelda helps you save herself within the game. After losing her body to Chancellor Cole, her spirit is separated from it, and she must get back her body before it's used to revive the Demon King, Malladus. This has her aid Link in the only way she can, using her spirit to enter phantoms and control them. And I can't help but be reminded of Full Metal Alchemist with Alphonse and Edward. She is the Alphonse to Link's Edward, if that makes any sense. I think it's pretty badass, especially knowing it's Hyrule's Princess Zelda helping you save Hyrule's Princess Zelda. Something about this dynamic duo is unlike any other companion Link has had before, which makes her one of my favorite ones the series has ever had. Now, who is my favorite companion Link has had throughout the Zelda series? That has to be the Sheikah Slate and the Purah Pad. I mean, we live in a world where our phones are pretty much our companions. You take them everywhere. Some can't even go to the bathroom without them. They are our source of information, our way of entertainment. Hell, you may be watching this video off of one. So how could I not choose them when they probably provide Link with the same amount of versatility? Bro can view the map off them, track his movements, teleport anywhere, get valuable information. The possibilities are endless. Fuck any other companion when you got your trusty phone. They won't leave you like Navi did. Yeah, all I need is me, myself, and I. Phone. Harsh reality aside, of course many of you could have guessed what my actual number one companion would be, that being the Twilight Princess, Midna. She is Link's companion in Twilight Princess, duh. She meets Link after witnessing him turn into a wolf and is taken away into a prison cell. She offers to help Link escape, only if he does exactly what he's told. And after the escape, she offers to continue to help Link as long as he continues to act like her servant, using him to obtain the fused shadow for her own gain. But over time, she develops a close relationship with Link. Her attitude gradually changes towards him, seeing him more as a friend. Midna has such a change of heart that she sacrifices her goals for Link, betraying Zant, which ends up leading Zant to attempt to kill her, placing her at the brink of death. And the event that follows has to be my favorite part within the game, which is known as Midna's final hour. As you race your way across Hyrule in order to save her, Link is locked in his beast form, while Midna barely holds on as she lays on Link's back. The music that accompanies it is hands down my favorite within the entire series, it being called Midna's Lament. Of course, as long as it isn't interrupted by an enemy having their music play over it. But from that moment on, you see Midna in a whole new light, or should I say shadow, since she literally disguises herself as Link's shadow, which is so badass. But my point is, she really becomes Link's friend throughout their journey, and not someone who is just there tagging along for her own gain. She helps Link transform into a wolf at will, and teleports him around Hyrule, making her extremely useful as well. She also has some pretty devastating attacks of her own, especially when paired with the fused shadow. And as you explore her backstory, you realize how complex this character is. It doesn't seem like she's just there for the sake of giving Link a partner to have with him. She has her own ambitions and motives, but is willing to put that all aside to help a friend, becoming such a well-developed character, which is rare to see in the series. And their friendship is truly displayed during the final moment they share, before Midna breaks the bridge between her world and Link's, shattering the Mirror of Twilight with her own tears. It's such an emotional moment that in my opinion has never been topped when it comes to any other companion Link has had. While Link has had many other companions that later bonded with him over their adventures, none of them amount to the connection Link and Midna shared. Anyways, thanks for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe to show your support and for more like this. And let me know what else you'd like to see me rank within the series. As always, I've been ZM, and I'll see you all in the next one.